Yeah,
Yeah, you'll see it through the dress.
that's get hot, bro. I love it.
Hell yeah, he said it's fucking hot, bro. I love it. Hell yeah. Like, actual chat. Like, this is the most heterosexual man I've ever seen. He's like, yeah, bro, she's a woman, and the fact that she has a penis just makes me have to be a better man for her. Like, I literally have to enhance myself. I have to level up as a man in order to sufficiently please my woman, and I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to better myself as a paragon of masculinity for this broad. And I respect that, you know? I respect that. So, you know, I've talked about this before. This is nothing new for this broadcast, at least on the live stream. If you're watching on YouTube, I don't know how often this topic has come up, but it's a really obvious one. I don't know why there's ever discourse about it, but anytime some kind of, like, you know, Chad-pilled, giga-phallus human being is like, wow, I find women attractive, conservatives and whatnot get real mad about it. I don't know why, but it's happened again. So I have no idea who the hell anybody in this video is except for Adam22. And I hear Adam22 is a bit of a lame ass. You've probably seen No Jumper from a lot of rapper interviews and shit in the, you know, the hip hop scene. Jesse tells Adam22 he's not gay, even though he sucks his trans girlfriend's eggplant emoji. So let's see what there is to see. His girlfriend has an eggplant. She could be a gardener. We respect it, you know, self-sustaining. Have a little backyard garden or a little windowed garden. I fuck with it. Sustainable. Getting in touch with nature. Very earthly.
Have acknowledged that you'll suck her dick.
Correct. Absolutely.
How do you...
So, like, this man is clearly gay. And this is clearly not a woman, obviously. Even though literally every single possible visual indicator that you could ever have for if someone is a woman or not based upon, you know, how society has kind of taught you to assume women to look like. Right here, you know, very obviously, it's a fucking woman, man. I'm sorry. Now, if she identified as a man but looked like that, more power to her. I mean, hell yeah, I don't give a fuck. But as far as I'm aware, she, you know, is a woman, and that's how she's going through her life. Anybody who sees her on the street is going to be like, hello, miss. Fine day we're having, aren't you? Female woman I am currently interfacing with. Because it's obvious. Because this shit is a design of our own, it doesn't matter what the hell you got going. Like, I'm not going up to random strangers on the street who I suspect of being trans and asking them to show me their genitalia. Because I'm not a fucking weirdo pervert. Anyway.
But then you also have acknowledged that you'll suck her dick.
Correct.
Oh, good
How do
heavens.
you square that in your mind?
Man, this is a good one. I mean, I just truly, like, I really just look at her like a woman, whether she has a dick or not. Personally, like...
So fucking base, bro. What the hell? It's so easy. It's so easy if this fucking meathead can figure this out. This is literally like Grug level shit. Like neuron activation. I see what society expects women to look like in this entity right here. Neuron activate, that's a woman. Very Grug. I don't even have to think about it. Now, it's not to say that if you are a woman but you don't look like this, or frankly, if you're a woman but you look like this guy, that you're not any more or less of a woman. You might be more of a woman if you look like this guy, but you still are a woman. That'd be sick. In my opinion, that'd be pretty good. It's not to say that that's the case, but if we're talking about broader societal concepts and the way that normies interface with these things, the go-to is visual indicators, visual stimuli. Okay, I see some booba definition. All right, bada bing, we see pink. That's a big indicator for girl. It used to be for boy, but now it's for girl. Let's go. We see long hair. Another strike. 3 strikes, you're out. If you're a woman, GG. And it seems like we got one here, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we got her. It's a woman. Very easy. Now, of course, if you wanted to, you could go up to her and ask her, hey, could you describe the exact dimensions of your genitalia to me? I would like to know if it is indeed the fact that you have a vagina or a penis. You could do that, but then I would completely support a restraining order against you being filed. Or like this dude beating the shit out of you for sexually harassing his girl. Because that's weird as hell. That's very strange. And nobody does this. You'll see, but there are so many clocky ass cis women out there. Respect, by the way. Love a clocky woman. One of my favorite genders. I'm kind of one of them. I mean, I identify as all the genders and none of them. So I'm in the umbrella. Like, there are a lot of clocky ass cis women out there who you could suspect might be a trans woman. Like, with this popped before with Daniel Radcliffe's wife or fiance who was pregnant, and the TERFs or whoever, the reactionaries were transvestigating her even though she was literally with child. Now, it's possible that she got one of the earliest adoptions of a womb transplant, and that's kind of sick. I fuck with that. There's a lot of cis women out there who can't get pregnant because of whatever. If they can get a womb transplant and suddenly they can have kids, let's go. I'm not a breeder. I don't have that fetish, but if it's for you and you take care of that child and give them a good life, it is what it is. If you want to have a kid, that's on you. That's your cross to bear. That's your mistake to rectify. So it's possible she got a womb transplant. Who's to say? I'm not really in the business of defining women by their genitalia or their capabilities. Like, there are women out there who have a uterus who are simply incapable of having children. I think that simple fact does not nullify them being women if that's, who they are. And on the same token, I don't think the fact that you may not be able to have a child if you haven't gotten a womb transplant, but you're still a woman, I think you're still a woman at that point. I don't know what kind of delusion it is that conservatives are trying to force upon us, where we're supposed to look at this person on the right on the screen and be like, that's obviously a man. Come on, let's go. Let's stop playing around. Stop fooling with me. This person in their presentation is trying to be seen as a man. And that's, how I will interface with it. You're insane. You are somehow so delusional that instead of admitting that you're wrong and figuring out how it is you're wrong, you're trying to fool us all and bring us all into your delusion. And I'm just not going to do that. Like, you can deny reality all you want, but I'm not going to jump in there with you. I'm not going to start building mud pies and eating them like a kindergartner in that intellectual level with you. I'm just not going to do that. But you could look like this dude, and if you're a woman, then you're a woman. I don't give a fuck. Fuck does it matter to me? I'm normal, so I don't give a shit. Doesn't affect me at all.
I really just look at her like a woman, whether she has a dick or not. Personally, it even looks girly to me. You know what I mean?
Girly
It's
ass
different than
dick.
mine.
Right.
I got a big,
We stan the feminine penis.
I got a big. My OnlyFans is called the Hung Plumber for a reason.
Right.
I'm hung as. She's got this tiny little thing from the hormones.
Well, yeah, the hormones make it small and make it
Yes.
not get hard, right?
No, not at all. I literally.
If she's real turned on. If I get her real turned on, yeah.
You
Yeah.
might see it
You know,
poking out.
It's like a challenge, at that point. That's how you know you've won. Trans women, it takes a little bit more of a man to get a trans woman going because of that. There's some hurdles you got to cross. There's some work you got to put in. You got to be better in bed than average to get the wheels turning sometimes. That's not to say that they can't be aroused, but if your specific goal is to see that receipt of arousal through a direction, as it were, it's going to require a little bit of more competent lovemaking. So, the average transphobic loser is just not going to have the sauce. They're not going to be able to pull it off. By the way, just for anybody who doesn't know, the hormones getting on estrogen, if you are a penised individual, it can shrink your gear, and that could be a plus for some people. However, the main way that happens is if you don't maintain it. So you just gotta, stimulate the snake. Make sure the enclosure has a good amount of stimuli so that it can operate at full capacity in the terrarium. And if you do that on a regular basis, you're fine. Nothing happens. It stays the same, more or less. Some people say it could get bigger. I don't know how often that's the case. But yeah, so it's possible that it can shrink, but it's not guaranteed. And you can do things to prevent that. Some people even put testosterone creams on their paraphernalia, and that can help apparently. Or some people will even take dick pills. Not the ones that you take where you need to be ready to go immediately, like the gas station dick pills, but good quality ones that just provoke your libido to give you spontaneous erections again, because that's often a thing that you'll lose when it comes to getting on ease, spontaneous erections. You wake up and there's some logs that need chopping in the morning. Feel me? That doesn't happen as much for some people, so having that happen more can be good for the maintenance there, especially if you're not trying to go to bat all the time. Anyway, I'm on YouTube, so I'm trying to use a lot of euphemisms. I don't know if they're landing. I don't know if it's humorous. I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see it through the dress.
That's fucking hot,
No,
bro.
I'm-
I love it.
Holy shit, this is
Hell yeah, he said it's fucking hot, bro. I love it. Hell yes. Actual Chad. This is the most heterosexual man I've ever seen. He's yeah, bro, she's a woman, and the fact that she has a penis just makes me have to be a better man for her. I literally have to enhance myself. I have to level up as a man in order to sufficiently please my woman, and I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to better myself as a paragon of masculinity for this broad. And I respect that, I respect that. So, like, he literally said the classic meme. This is, like, essentially the Bible. It's a 4chan green text. She, if it has a penis, it isn't the she. This person, Johnny Bravo himself, replies, I'm straight, so whatever makes my dick hard is a woman. And, you know, I can't say this word because we live in 1984 George Orwell's Animal Crossing, and I would get banned, unfortunately, because especially in this context, it is being used in a derogatory manner, but, like, in a queer positive manner. This is all educational, so I should not be getting into trouble. But he's literally him. He's him. Like, you might have thought that you were him, but you're not. It's him. So if we want to get a little bit more deeper in the weeds, I've talked about this on stream before. Essentially, the take is this, okay? Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines homosexuality as the quality or characteristic of being sexually or romantically attracted to people of one's own sex. We can also say gender, you know? It doesn't have to be sex necessarily. I think many places will also, like if I just do homosexual, sexually or romantically attracted to people of one's own sex. Other places may include gender. I think that's a more accurate descriptor. See, like, here you go. Sexual orientation toward people of the same gender. I think this is a better way to do it anyway. Now, it is the case that a person's biological sex will change after they undergo the biological change of replacing the dominant hormone in their body with the one most commonly found in the opposite sex, as it were. And that kind of does blur the lines when it comes to their biological sex, and they become more easily sexed as female than male because of a variety of secondary sexual characteristics and whatnot that will develop when on those hormones. Now, this is advanced biology, right? Like, you might understand basic biology that you were taught in middle school. This is advanced biology. So if you haven't gotten to that level, like a lot of people on the internet haven't, welcome to school, everybody. I hope you are able to learn a little something. It turns out that when you have somebody who is, say, born female, right? They got the chromosomes to match and whatnot, and then later on in life, they end up getting on testosterone and they suppress their estrogen. They're going to develop a whole bunch of secondary sexual characteristics, you know, like a lot more facial and body hair. They're going to have even bottom growth. For those of you who don't know, that's when some may say the clitoris ends up growing to kind of form into a more phallic shape, and shit can actually get pretty accurate. Kind of crazy how that works. It's almost like when we're forming in utero, the material that becomes the clit or the head of the penis is the same. It's the same thing. It just, you get the information that is the chromosome, and then the hormone wash comes in, and then bada bing, bada boom, it figures it out from there. Later on in life, if you do another hormone wash by taking estrogen or testosterone, it'll start working its magic once again, and the biology will change to the point where it is literally more scientifically accurate to sex a person, i.e. identify their biological sex as female than male, or male than female. But that's advanced biology. Anyway, like, that's not 101 shit, that's like 102 shit. So that's the definition of homosexuality, anyway. Is to be attracted to, romantically and or sexually, to the people who identify as the same gender as you. So to people of your own gender. So it is often the case, since only like 6% of the world, if that, is trans. Most of the time it's going to be you identify as a man if you're born male, you identify as a woman if you're born female. It's usually how it shakes out. So if you're a man like this person is, I assume, and you find an attraction to somebody that, say, looks like this guy and identifies as a man, you might be gay. Now, it is the case, like I say, if there is this guy, and then there was a clone of him, but that clone identified as a woman, that would be heterosexual, technically. But we can also make, you know, a broader examination on the way this works. A lot of it is also societal expectation. So oftentimes, people's sexuality will be influenced by their expectation of what people who identify as men or women will look like based upon a variety of things that they've seen, learned, or were taught as they were growing up. So, like, they see long hair, wearing pink, visible breast, woman. They see shorter hair, body hair, facial hair, you know, no breast, man. Bada bing, bada boom. Pretty easy. That's not always accurate, but it often is. And that's, generally speaking, what people are going to be attracted to. They're either going to be attracted to the opposite of that, so they're heterosexual, or they're going to be attracted to the same of that. So they're going to be homosexual. That's a very generalized way of looking at it, but that's often how it's going to shake out, just, statistically speaking. So the question is then, if that's the definition of homosexuality, how the fuck is this man gay for sucking this woman's penis? It has no sense, man. Like, the simple act of sucking on a phallic object makes you gay? What if you enjoyed filleting a sex toy, like a dildo? Like, what if you did that on your own time? Like, you did it yourself. As a man who's heterosexual, but you're not, like, attracted to, like, people who would normally you would expect to be men, like this guy himself. Like, you're not attracted to that. You look like this, but you're not attracted to this. But you do enjoy filleting a dildo that's just it's just a piece of silicone. But you're still attracted to someone who looks like this. Are they gay now just because they enjoy? No, clearly not. That's stupid. That's dumb as hell. Like, what if you eat a banana, but you put too much of it in your mouth, like you take too big of a bite? Are you gay now? Like, if you enjoy taking big bites out of a banana because it, like, tickles the roof of your mouth a little bit? I really don't think so. Some people think anal sex also means gay, even if it's done by a woman, like a strap-on, for instance. Yeah, and that's silly. Yeah, only missionary for the purposes of procreation is heterosexual. Doggy style, you might be able to see her anus, and then that's gay, because anuses are essentially gay. There's no way for anal to ever be straight, so, you can't do doggy style because you might see it, and that will make you gay. You can't wash your ass either, because if you touch your own anus, you might also catch gay that way. It's very dangerous. So you can't wipe. You can't wash. It's foolish. Like, it makes no sense. Like, everybody has an ass, frankly. Like, they have the gluteus maximus and the fat that surrounds it, that muscle group. If you find the image of a woman's ass attractive, well, there are a lot of women who have an ass that can look visually identical to the ass of a man. So that's kind of too close, frankly. You're gay now. It's really dumb. Like, if we want to run with the logic that dumbasses use to determine what is gay or not, everything is. And at that point, what are you mad about? Because you're gay as well. You've played yourself. and so this is like the other hypothetical. Like, if a man sits on a dildo in the woods and nobody's around to hear it, and he has no attraction to anybody, man or woman. He's aromantic. He doesn't get any kind of attraction romantically or sexually from either men, women, whatever. He's just on his own. He enjoys the prostate stimulation, the male G-spot, and he's just going to town. Nobody's around to see it. Is he still gay? I don't think so, man, because he's not attracted to men. Like, unironically, some of the reasons why dudes won't get a prostate exam is because they think that the simple act of, in a clinical setting, a medical professional doing a very routine examination that they do all the time is somehow erotic because the fingers go in. And at that point, you are sexualizing that procedure to such an extent that you might actually be gay. Like, if you're thinking of that very boring, mundane procedure, that examination, as, like, erotic, you're kind of a pervert, man. I don't know, dude. So, like, basically, I don't know why it is that right-wingers, reactionaries, whatever, conservatives, are so concerned about what other people, other consenting adults, are doing in their bedrooms. Like, if it is the case that you are so worried about what two consenting adults are doing in the privacy of their own home, you are the perverted one here, not them. They could be, whatever lesbians do, they smacking their pussies together, whatever it is. If you're curious about what's going on there and you need to know, and even you want the state to make it illegal to do that, you're a fucking pervert, man. That's pretty perverted. I'm not often seeing, like, two men walking down the streets holding hands and being like, holy fuck, bro, how do they have sex, man? Do they both put the penis in? What do they do with the balls? Like, I don't see a gay couple walking down the street holding hands and immediately envision them having sex because I'm a normal person. If that's something that you do, you're a pervert, and you're probably porn addicted, and you need to get offline. You're already outside, so you've taken step one. But holy shit, you gotta figure something out, bro. That's weird as hell, especially in public. And much the same, like, when I see a man and a woman, like a married man and woman walking down the street, and he's, like, holding her by the waist, and he goes over and gives her, like, a peck on the forehead, I don't, like, see that and have my immediate response be, I wonder what sexual positions they're getting up to in bed. Because I'm not perverted like that, I'm not a weirdo like that. But I don't know, maybe I'm yucking other people's yum. I mean, as long as these are thoughts in your head, conservatives, Whenever you see any couple out there, you imagine them having sex, as long as it stays in your head and like you do nothing sexual and project nothing sexual out into the public, I'm not going to arrest you for thought crimes. You know, that's not my domain. I might be able to read minds, but I'm not going to abuse that power like that. The problem is that they make it their politics, yeah, and it's weird. So anyway, this guy, I don't have no idea who the fuck he is. I don't have any idea who this girl is, but pretty based, I have to say.
This is a good one. I mean, I just truly like, I really just look at her like a woman, whether she has a dick or not. Personally, like,
duh, it's simple. No more thought required. Why are you complicating things? Why are you working overtime to justify your attraction in a woman? Are you gay, bro? Like, to see a woman and be like, I'm not gay, I'm not gay. You might be gay, man. Like, if I'm attracted to a woman as a straight man, I'm not having to justify why I'm attracted to her. Because I'm straight, bro. I'm not having to do that. If you're having to justify to yourself that you're straight, you might not be. And you know, you might free yourself a little bit and feel better by looking into that a little bit more, maybe. I don't know. Women with penises are pretty cool, not gonna lie. Many are saying this. Anyway.